14 podcast is brought to you by Sports Interaction, your homegrown sports book. We said it last week. We'll say it till the end of time. They took a chance on the Gate 14 boys. Me and Avery gamble on it. You should gamble on it as well. Download Sports Interaction today, your homegrown sports book. All right, Avery, how we feeling, man? Jays just lost the series to the Washington Nationals in the year 2024. How are we feeling, Abe?
In the big 2024, losing to the
2024.
I feel like shit. I mean, I don't think there's any other way to put it. We finally hit. Hell yeah. Sunday was awesome. Vladdy grand slam. Fuck yeah. And everyone in the bullpen is goddamn hurt. And we can't get a zero. Can't find a zero anywhere else. Alec Manoah was the best pitcher in baseball in the second inning of all time. And then we lose it again. It's just like all the good and all the bad just are coming together. Yeah, dude, that shit sucked.
It was a tough watch today because Manoah looked unbelievable. The offense scored 6+ runs 2 games in this series, Avery, and they lost the goddamn series.
Does that say something about us bitching about 6 runs then?
Maybe we got to just continue the war against 6 runs and just hope they never score it, because it does not equal results. The last time the Toronto Blue Jays scored 8 or more runs was April 19th, I believe, which is the Yankees game, and they lost that as well. So Say no to over 8 runs. That's the moral of the story.
We need to stay in the pocket between 6 and 8.
Yes.
So score 6, score 7, we're in a good spot. More than that, we're fucked.
Yes.
Less than that,
it was a tough watch, as the kids say.
Today stunk out loud, dude. That was a real just kick in the dick after the Leafs last night. And it was one of those days as a Toronto sports fan where it's just like, why do we do this? Why do we watch a team all season? You devote your life to one team, and you never get the returns that you want.
We've never gotten a good return.
Never in Toronto sports since I've been alive have you gotten the good return.
We have had one division.
I'm not a Raptors fan. I'll say that.
Yeah, I'm not a Raptors fan either. But you and I have had the Toronto Blue Jays win the AL East once in our entire life. I mean, we're losers.
Fuck, when you say it like that, man, it really sucks.
You and I are pathetic losers. We have been pathetic losers our entire life. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
We are pathetic losers.
Yep. That's exactly
It's sad. It's truly sad.
There's nothing we can do about it either.
Nothing. When you love a sports team, they don't love you back? It's like that scene in Fever Pitch where it's like, do they love you back? Or no, is it Benchwarmer? No, what movie is that from? Oh, Sandlot. He's like, do they love you back? Actually, it's Fever Pitch. I don't know. People are just fucking. I don't know what it is.
I've never seen Fever Pitch.
Okay, I think it's Fever Pitch where the guy says that to them, or someone let me know in the comments what movie that is. But it's pathetic. It's sad, and I am very, very sad right now. I'm depressed. Birthday weekend ruined because of the Toronto Blue Jays. I thought they turned a leaf today, Avery. I really did. Vladdy's home run rocked.
Oh.
But let's just go game by game here, man.
Well,
let's go game by game.
We had some weekend things going, like Johnny birthday weekend. Besides the baseball, how did it go?
No, it was good. It was a great weekend. Yesterday, obviously, I am lucky to have a good friend group and support system that kind of helps me take away what is going on with the Toronto Blue Jays and like the Gate 14 stuff. It's good to kind of just step back and just kind of hang out with your friends and not worry about like, all right, Gate 14 stuff or worry about the Toronto Blue Jays or anything along that. And I have a good support group that kind of makes it easy for me to forget about that. So we did a thing yesterday. Alto got dinner reservations, so we went to King Taft, which was sick. Shout out Aaron. And then we went back to Alto's, watched Leafs Game 7. I got cucked. My birthday got cucked by Leafs Game 7.
It did.
But it was awesome. It was awesome. I haven't really had anyone really buy a birthday cake for me before. Like, obviously not family. And all the girls like Natalie, Liv, Mikey, and who am I missing? Haley, Emma, Brie, all those girls. They got me a birthday cake just filled, littered in Zins. Fucking rocked. And then yeah, no, and then
We're
my
gonna say
friend
no
Alex
to my
Jackson.
birthday. I got cucked too. My birthday cake didn't even get lit. The candles.
What was it?
It was just in the fridge. There's just another cake in the fridge for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, you got cucked. Oh, you got cucked by that one. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I know what you're saying. But yeah, you got me one, and then Alex Jackson bought me a Johnny Junta t-shirt that Alto wore to the bar that night. Went to Paris, Texas. I will say, man, either I'm getting older or the Paris, Texas motherfuckers are getting younger, people that get in there, because that crowd is so young. It's bananas. Like
Alto
I
pulled a crazy move, by the way. I don't know if you know this. It's the reason I
well,
left.
what?
Um, he goes in. I know when he does this all the time too, when it's like too many of us trying to get in at one time.
Yeah,
There's okay, we'll split two. He goes in with all you guys. I was just at the back, just texting on my phone. He goes, um, the bouncer goes, are they with you? He's like, well, kind of. And then he just walks in and walks away. I was
yeah,
like,
because we had to do two different groups. We were gonna get Liv to get us in, but yeah,
yeah, that's just like I'm
they
going the
got in
fuck
like
home.
5 minutes after. Like they're like Avery literally just left and we got in here. Like
Yeah.
they all got it. Everyone got in.
Yeah. I was just like, I'm not waiting more than 10 seconds for this.
Yeah, that makes sense. Especially once the outdoors opens up, it'll be worth the wait a little bit. But
Oh yeah.
we were outdoors, but yeah, no, I got pretty shit house, to be honest.
That
Especially
doesn't
when it's your
sound like
birthday and
you.
everyone's buying shots for you.
Yeah.
It was incredible. But we were there with like Kyle Clifford.
He
We went
was
back to
there.
like the back booth. Yeah. Kyle Clifford was there. My good friend Jordan Cairo was there, said what's up to me. Yeah, it was a sick day. And then Bassett body bagged me on Twitter, which made the weekend a little bit better. That was the classic. Bassett had that in the chamber for a while and just had to let the shot go. And I respect it.
Well,
He said it to
he
us too.
knew because he had texted us. He said, "I just wait for your birthday. I'm gonna let one fly."
Yeah, because I bodied him on his birthday. So he Bassett he had every right to let it fly on me. So I respect it out of my buddy CB. But shout out Bassett, man. What a fucking guy. I will say there's some other Gate 14 guys that are in my bad graces that did not wish me happy birthday. I'm not gonna name any names. It rhymes with Perny Piment and Pavis Pider. Two guys that did not wish me a happy birthday, and Danny Jansen, but I don't really expect Jano. Jano never on his phone. He's like born in the 1930s. But yeah, Perny Piment and Pavis Pider. You're not dead to me, but you're on very thin ice. You're the polar bear that's extinct the North Pole on that little shard of ice, just by himself, secluded. That's where you are to me right now. I pump your tires day in day out to get a fucking birthday wish, and I know you knew. It's all right, whatever. We'll move past it. It was a great birthday. 27 years old. I feel like I'm getting old as shit.
27's crazy
Yeah,
now, man.
it's an old age.
Yeah, I hate that I'll get there one day, but
Yeah, you're close. You're
no,
close around there.
I
But
got 7 months.
it just the birthday was just way worse when the Leafs lost, man.
Oh,
Fuck.
do we? What do
We
we
can
do?
talk about it for a little bit.
We can do 2 minutes on
Yeah,
Leafs
and then if you don't
Nation.
want to hear this, you could just fast forward a little bit. But uh it's just the same shit year in, year out. I will say I'm not as diehard of a Leaf fan as a lot of the listeners probably are, but if the Jays did this, I don't know how I'd react. Like
Every
making the
time.
the Jays making the playoffs. If they made the playoffs 9 years in a row and lost in the first round 8 of those 9 years, I don't know how I'd react, Avery.
I think we're in the middle of that right now.
Are we though?
2 years and two straight sweeps. We're on the path, Johnny,
It's a
to
little
being there.
different. It's not a 7 game set.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, I think it's you just blow it up. Marner or Tavares has to get traded. You got to fire Sheldon Keefe, bring in an old school coach. I don't know what they do, but they're fucked.
I think Keefe is the easiest let go.
Yeah.
He's not Tree's guy, so he'll go. I'm not into the hockey as much. I know people hate. We do this, like let's tie it back to the Blue Jays. Marner and Vladdy seem to be on a very, very similar level. Marner has never been top end talented like Vladdy was 2021 MVP votes, but every little thing that he does wrong is going to get absolutely crucified by people online.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, when he leaves, he's going to be a very good player and he's going to be awesome for another team. And it's just like, okay, I think I can accept that because I can't watch it day to day. It's so frustrating to the people who watch all the time. I'm on the different
Yes.
end of Vladdy, but I think that's how Twitter handles both of them. I think it's very similar.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. But all right, let's go into some of the games, man. Oh man, this sucks to talk about because this weekend sucked. Was this rock bottom for you today? 6-1 lead? Like that has to be as close to rock bottom as possible for this season. Like I didn't think it would get lower, but this is the lowest, I think.
I felt way worse rain delay Royals game.
No,
I did.
I would not disagree with you there. I don't disagree with
No.
you.
We can have our own opinions. I felt I can't take away how I feel. I don't feel that horrible today. Because you have no one in the pen. Manoah's coming in to spot start. It's not a spot start anymore. He's just in the rotation. I felt way worse after the Royals 3 or 4 losses. And this is it for you? This was
This is
like,
it. This is the worst I've
but
ever
like,
felt.
what do you do, man? Like, you're not gonna you're not firing people in whatever stupid month we're in, May, right? You're not doing that.
Avery, I honestly, man, I don't know what the solution is to this. I really don't. They've lost.
You let the team try and figure itself out. 3 games under 500.
Is that 3 or 4 straight series losses? 4.
3 of 4, I thought.
No,
Or is it
4 straight series losses. Royals in Kansas City.
Yep.
Dodgers.
Royals.
Royals again, and then Nationals. Like this was a soft spot in the schedule that we talked about at the start of the season, where it's like you got to pick up wins here, and they just didn't do that. This is rock bottom. Like this is for this season. I hope, I can only pray, this is the lowest point of the entire season, and at some point we can look back on this and be like, all right, like
How
that
miserable
was
was
a tough
that?
stretch,
Yeah.
but look at us now. But when things are going bad for this team, it's very, very clear because things aren't clicking. The pitching, when the pitching is shoving, you'll get 6 or 7 quality starts in a row. Your offense will not put up more than 3 runs a game, those starts. When the offense is buzzing, today it was the greatest offense to ever walk the planet.
Oh my God.
Vladdy's hitting grand slams. Davis Schneider's hitting doubles. Ernie Clement's raking. IKF went 2 for 3 at one. Was 2 for 3 before the meaningless at bat he had at the end of the game. Everything was clicking, and it's still, or one side of the game was clicking, but the other side was so horrifically bad that it made it so much worse. This series for me was easily the worst, the rock bottom series of the year because of how built up it was, that this was a soft spot in the schedule for the Toronto Blue Jays, Avery. That's why.
I cannot disagree with how you feel about it. Today sucked, but like we were asking for this, right? Good offense, shittier pitching. I think I like the good defense better. I think I do. I can't get over it. I'll take the boring games and wins instead of the exciting games and losses. This sucked today.
No, today,
you got up 6-1 or 5-1. What was
6-1.
Okay. Insane that happened. And it was crazy because at the end of the game, they had good swings all game, I thought. There was the one play, was the 8th inning, where Justin Turner hits a double, and Jesse Winker is playing some of the craziest positioning I'd ever seen in my life. So deep in the gap, and makes a sick running play that he didn't even think he could get. And the next play, Trey Lipscomb's playing third base, and he's playing on the line. And Bo sculls one down the line. That's a double at regular depth, and it's just double play, and they're out of it. Like, they were kind of dead at that point already.
Yeah.
But after those swings, it's like, okay, we finally put some good at-bats together, and they just go to players. That's the infuriating thing about baseball. We do need to have some discussions about some players. So a player that we love a lot.
Yeah, a very close friend of mine. Yeah, but anyways, before we go into that, I wanted to talk about the offense, and I wanted to talk about George Springer. We keep tooting the same. We keep sounding off the same alarm. We keep saying the exact same thing. Why is George Springer continuing to lead off for the Toronto Blue Jays?
There's
Analytics
no
don't
way.
back it. Analytics don't back it. His numbers don't back it. His play doesn't back it.
The eye test doesn't back it.
Every single thing that could be going wrong for George Springer at the plate is going wrong. And John Schneider continues to pencil him in at the top of the lineup every single fucking game. Why, Avery? Why?
Yeah, like some people say, it's got to be penciled into his contract, it seems like, because he should not be getting the most at bats on the team. It is hurting the team, and it has been for a while. Like, why are you so willing to move Bo, who's also been not up to his standards? Why are you willing to move Bo, but you won't move George? Where does that make sense? I would think Bo's the better hitter at this point. Like, I'd rather staple Bo into where you like him in the order than George Springer. George Springer today does get a hit, something weak through the right
It was
side.
a weak hit through the right
Sure,
side.
we'll take the hit. We'll take the hits. Like, you're getting on base as a leadoff guy, but there's no damage worry at this point. He'll run into a couple from time to time. He hit a rocket to right field with 2 on, I believe, in one of the innings. Eddie Rosario made a play kind of over his head. But David Schneider or even Justin Turner at this point. I know I said I like Justin Turner in his
Ernie
spot.
Clement.
Yeah, I just think Davis is better than, like, just the best option to be doing it, because if you want him to do damage, Davis stole a base. I mean, George is up to 5, Davis is at 1. They're different when they're run, but this team doesn't run. It took them till today to run on the 2 worst catchers in baseball throwing people out, Adams and Keibert Ruiz. Like, they're just not running a lot either. So why are you so worried about George instead of like Davis in the 1 hole?
Yeah. And I know people call us Rogers, Shills, and all this type of stuff. I'll be the first to tell you, this is fucking pathetic. This team right now, as the way they are playing, as they are the 8th payroll in baseball, top 10 payroll in baseball. You talk about you got to invest in a team to win. 8th payroll in baseball, and this is the product we get on the field, Avery. This is the product. Sarcastically celebrating when we score 6 runs. And then when you do score 6 runs, you can't even have enough balls to fucking to put up zeros on the scoreboard and hold a win for your team. Like, you lost a series to the Washington Nationals, who are literally tanking for draft picks. They have the corpse of Jesse Winker playing left field, a guy that the Mariners didn't want, the Brewers didn't want, no one wanted. Jesse Winker, who albeit has been good this season, is launching baseballs off of you. Like, this was absolutely a pathetic excuse of a weekend. And if things don't change soon, Avery, you can make the argument that the division could be done by the 2nd, 3rd week of April if this team continues this shit up. They'll be playing for a wild card 2 months into the goddamn season. They will be.
No, they are currently playing for a wild card. Like, they are not the Orioles. They just aren't.
They're not the Orioles. And let me tell you something else, Avery. They're not the Yankees. They're not the Yankees, because the Yankees this weekend, down in both games, came all the way back and won, hit a 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th. The Jays don't do that, Avery. Jays don't do that. Jays are the only team in baseball since the All-Star break of 2023 to be down 3 runs and never come back in a baseball game.
Washington Nationals are over 500 for the first time in 3 years, thanks to this series win.
Yeah. No balls, no stones, just a putrid, pathetic excuse of a weekend for the Toronto Blue Jays. And as fans, it is getting embarrassing to watch. It is getting truly embarrassing to watch. They get a lead. You're in the back of your mind saying, how are they going to blow this? How are they going to screw this up? They go down 2. You already think the game's over because the offense can't hit.
And every bullpen arm is hurt at this point, it feels like. How are we out of bullpen arms in the 3rd game of a series after you have an off day on Thursday as well, and another off day coming up? It's insane to me. Everything that's going wrong right now is going wrong. Like, I don't think any part is going well. The bullpen, what happened to our boys, man? Like, I don't know. That was the calling card of the team is, hey, this pen's going to be great again. And then the healthiest team in baseball last season the injury luck isn't going their way to start this year, which we all, like, you're not going to stay.
There's going to be injury regression. Yeah.
100%. It's ball. People get hurt all the time. We've watched baseball our whole lives. Everyone's always getting hurt. So it's been tough. And then Jimmy with a back injury, Chad Green hurt. Swanee's just not hasn't been good to start. Yeah, like the starting pitching's been fine. Like Kevin Gosman was really good again.
Starting pitching's been fine.
I would say starting pitching's been good. I
This
wouldn't even say it's fine.
I would say starting pitching's been great. Defense has been great. Offense, Z, worst, like below a D. And the bullpen has been like a D, in my opinion. Not really that good.
Yeah, the most home runs given up by a pen.
Penis bad. Pen is bad. Hashtag pen is bad. Friday's game, we ended the stream early. That's the best way to categorize Friday's stream. And I think we said it on the stream multiple times, Avery, for Friday's game. Like, how are they gonna fuck this? How are they gonna fuck this up? Yusei Kikuchi shoved Avery. Shoved. Like, I believe I saw a stat where Yusei Kikuchi has a higher F WAR since the All-Star break of last year than Gossman. This guy has
just numbers in general have been
numbers in general have been better than Gossman.
And those they're very similar.
Yeah.
And they're both very good.
Yes.
Like it's not a chirp on Gosman, but
no, it's not chirp on Gossman. It's more of a showing you like this guy was up there with a Cy Young finalist, right? Like Yusei Kikuchi, if I'm Yusei Kikuchi, I'm walking into that dugout after that game and bitch slapping every single member of the offense for what they did to me and the bullpen. Like that was such an easy, should have been a win game. You give up a quality start in the year 2024 to Patrick Corbin, Avery. Patrick Corbin.
Yeah,
I could get a hit off Patrick Corbin.
He hadn't had a quality start all year.
Yeah, they popped his quality start cherry.
I forgot that Patrick Corbin pitched that game. And Luis Garcia is the best hitter to ever play baseball after this weekend, too.
Yep.
Another insane thing. I feel like I'm going crazy watching this team. Like, I need it. The Blue Jays were my outlet. I need an outlet from my outlet, if that makes any sense.
I don't know what that could be. I don't know what that could be, brother. It was bad. Friday's game was all-time low. And then when you thought like that could be the all-time low, they slapped you right in the fucking face and said, no, brother. You haven't seen shit today. The Patrick, where were you at with that, Avery? The Patrick Corbin game. Like he wasn't pitching that good. What really pissed me off is, and I saw some people tweet about this, Avery, on that Friday game. You got runners on first and second. Ernie Clement's up to the plate, a guy that has been mashing lefties the entire season. I think he's hitting 320 off lefties this year with like a 120 weighted runs created plus or something that crazy. And John Schneider has him bunting to move the runners over to give Patrick Corbin, who is struggling, I think he walked the previous guy, a free out. Like just stupid little shit like that. That is anti-analytics. Like people talk about hashtag analytics. I bet like that fucking clown Ken Reed. That is the anti-analytics. You have a guy who rakes off of lefties and you make him bunt. That is the opposite of that on a pitcher that's scuffling.
Yeah, bunting and giving up and out takes away your ability to score runs over the long term. It's case-to-case basis, but over a season, bunting takes away your ability to score runs in a certain situation. And Ernie, his next at bat after the sac fly, hits a triple to right field. It's just like, what are we doing? They still score a run. Like you move them over, get them in. To me, that's a late game thing, dude. That's not second inning stuff. And John Schneider comes out and says, yeah, he wants to break up the game a little bit to change it up. That's not
making the game shorter.
That
is giving them outs.
I did not think that was the time to do that. And then they have Ernie bunt again today, and it ends up in disaster with it being a squeeze and the ball getting popped up a little bit, Jano not knowing, and he's out by 100 runs. I loved how much they ran this weekend. And It was great. Like, again, the Nats catchers are horrible throwing people out. That might be on some of the pitchers, but the stats say the Nats catchers are really bad throwing people out. I wanted the Jays to run a ton more, and I thought that's exactly what they did, and it helped them score more runs. It led to more runs. So for me, it doesn't get easier, dude. Like the best home team in baseball. Like the Phillies are really good at home right now, right?
And they're currently winning right now against Logan Webb. Put up a 5 spot on Logan Webb.
God damn it, dude. Yeah, the times you need to win, they have not been winning. And I don't want to turn to the dark side. It's not who I am as a person. I don't want to blame, like, they can't fire John Schneider without them also knowing that their jobs are
Their
gone.
time is up. Yeah.
Yes. So I don't think we're getting a change of manager this season, without everything else getting dumped at the same time.
Yeah.
And I
And
and I
like
like the team's shown good things. The bullpen, I think, will get better, right? Like I don't think they're gonna pitch this badly the whole season. So there's some good things to the team. Vladdy's coming around a little bit. Bo won't hit this poorly.
Vladdy's a very few bright. He's looked really good, Dave.
Yeah. But it's like George, maybe not. But there's some bright spots here. The team they wanted to build was a defense pitching team, and part of the pitching has let them down. And that's the pen.
I just I just wonder, like, I wish we had a camera on Ross Atkins. Like, I'd like to see how
I
he
want him to stream
reacts.
like we stream.
Yeah, I want to get a Ross cam. Like you see it with the Dubas when the Leafs are playing and stuff. I would love to see Ross start launching shit around the press box or around his box and just going absolutely bananas when games are blown. But all right, Avery, I guess it's time. Elephant in the room. We got to address the elephant in the room. The man with the jersey behind me, Eric Swanson. Love the dude. Probably one of my best friends on the team. This is the shitty part of our job. Again, this is not a knock on him personally. It honestly might be more of a knock on John Schneider. Why do you keep throwing him in high leverage?
Because everyone's fucking hurt. We got no one else to do it. Everyone's dealing with something at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Swan, yeah. I
It's
don't have
not
an
great, man.
I don't have
Not
an
great.
answer for Swanee. It's
Yeah.
from what seems to happen, it's they're talking about tipping from him, and it's a lot of splitter up. He got the strikeout today on a 6 splitter down, a pitch we saw all the time last year, like bite, uh, move to his right a little bit too on the pitch. I was like, okay, that's a Swanee splitter that I've seen. And then the Eddie Rosario home runs on a splitter that's just up in the
Yeah.
strike zone. The thing about Kevin Gosman is his splitter's never in the strike zone.
Never.
Like very rarely is Kevin Gosman throwing splitters in the strike zone, and very rarely does he miss up with it. Think this, he's just up right now. Swanee's just up, and he's had an insane start to his year. It has
Two
been
injuries, right?
2 injuries. The thing with his son, it is. I can tell you, no one is more upset with what's going on than Swanee.
Yeah.
Like,
And yeah, he really got put
so
behind.
we gotta take some leverage, like find better spots for him. I don't think John Schneider's done that.
Get his
But
confidence back.
yeah, it's and like you can't phantom IL him because there's no one ready to come up from the minors to help because everyone else is hurt there too. It's the pitching has taken like a brunt of this, and it's not been good. So is Swanee going to be this bad all season? No. Are the fans going to freak out every time he gets into the game now? Yeah. And they're kind of like warranted to do it, but it's 2 pitch pitcher has been good. I thought he mixed in a couple sliders today, and that's when you know things are going a little differently because he's not just 2 pitch. He's
Yeah.
like, I got to try and figure something else out. So yeah, he's just up right now, and we get fastballs up in the zone, sliders down or splitters down in the zone. We get back to what Swanee does, but it's been hard to watch right now.
Yeah. It's tough to watch.
And it's always a dagger like 3-run shot. It's not just the solo shots every time.
Yeah, it's not, and it's also like it's not a home run that's like a meaningless home. It's like every single bomb he's given up is like Jays have had a lead or they're down one, and it
Yeah,
just extends the lead. It's bad. It's been going bad for our guy. I hope he figures it out. I really do. One of the all-time guys. So it
100%.
sucks. Tough part of the job. Tough part of the job we have. But we got to talk about it, and it's not been great. It's not been great. I thought, yeah, it's not been great.
I mean,
But
he is giving up on the season a home run to fly ball percentage of 40%. That is insane, Johnny.
that is wild. That's
That,
insane.
like no one's missing. People know what's coming almost. It's that
I
it's that
think it
easy
has to
for
be a tipping thing. But and by the
tipping
way,
and poor, like piss poor location
yeah,
on some of them.
yeah, it's definitely a tipping thing. But they're working behind the scenes to get that fixed. Obviously, like
Yeah.
we don't need the conspiracy theorists on Twitter to try to figure it out.
Okay, so this is just another thing. His left on base percentage, like runners he has that don't score last season and the season before went 85.2% for Seattle, 82.5% for the Blue Jays. He's at 40.8% right now.
Fuck.
Yeah. It's just everyone's just scoring. Everyone's just running around the bases on Swanee right now. So
yeah,
we got to find different spots for him.
Yeah.
And then we figure some things out. Because the fastball is as good as last year. Like the numbers on it. Average fastball
Oh, is it
velocity.
just a splitter?
Oh, I'm just saying numbers wise.
Oh, okay.
Just velo. Because you worry about that when someone comes back for a couple injuries, right?
Yeah. That makes sense.
I'm at a loss for words of things that are going on. Like
It's
I don't know
so
what you
much
can
going
say.
wrong all at the same time. That's what's really fucking with me, Avery. Like, there is a million things going wrong all at the exact same time for the Toronto Blue Jays. All of them.
And can you go through the next 3 series? Because I know it's Philly.
It's
for
Philly,
2.
Twins, Orioles.
Brother.
It's not going to get easier.
It could get a lot worse before it gets better.
Phillies, Twins, Orioles, Rays, Avery.
God.
Oh, man. All right. It's not looking great.
No.
Not looking great. But let's go to Saturday's game. Kevin Gossman is back. The velo on the fastball was up. He was locating. He was striking dudes out. 8 strikeouts. We haven't seen that from him in a while, Ave. Just absolutely shoved. Absolutely shoved. But even this game, this game didn't give you the satisfaction of a big time win because it was solely based
close.
on the fact that the Nationals gave you the win.
Oh yeah, that was awesome to see. And then you
Like
realize
2 errors.
Yeah, you realize at the end of the game that's the only reason you won because they had a snowball fight in the infield for the first couple innings.
It's again, we couldn't get the satisfaction for it.
Yeah,
it was,
but it's like tough. Danny Jansen needs to hit top 5 every time he plays. How? That was another thing that blew my mind. How does Jano get moved down to what? The 7 spot in that lineup? The big shakeup is moving one of your best hitters down. That was insane. Like, if you want to shake things up, put Jano leadoff for one game. He shouldn't be there all the time, but fuck.
Again, it's like I know people talk about the Schneider incompetence and all that, but that's a good point. Your best leader, your best hitter, currently, like the guy that slugs the most, you move him down to potentially get the least amount of at-bats on the team. Why? Why was Jano in the 7 hole, Avery? Explain that to me like I'm 2, because it doesn't make sense. These are, again,
and he goes 2 for 3 with
analytics,
a walk.
I bet Ken Reed. This is anti-analytic, is having Danny Jansen hitting the fucking 7 hole. Right?
I totally forgot how baffled I was. Why is he moving down?
That's the shakeup for the lineup. Is moving Danny Jansen in the 7 hole. Keeping
that's
Springer in the leadoff.
That's like hitting Juan Soto in the 6 hole. It's like, things aren't going well. Might as well move Juan down. That'll help the boys out.
You know what that lineup shakeup was for the Toronto Blue Jays? It was the verbal meme of Alex Jones when he said he lost weight, the before and after picture. That was the shakeup of the lineup from fucking John Schneider. He just moved Bo Bichette. That's it.
And Varsho was up to the 2 hole.
And Varsho was up to him and John Schneider's shakeup was just flip-flopping Varsho and Bo. That was a shakeup.
Yeah. Jano, 205 weighted runs created plus to this point. Still only has 44 plate appearances. Like, the sample size isn't huge, but he's walking more than he struck out. 16% walk rate, 13% strikeout rate. An ISO of 378. He's got a BABIP of 286 because he's hitting everything out of the park, and he's slugging 676. And that was the guy you moved down in the line. How? Like, what are we doing, man? Are we taking crazy pills?
That's the John Schneider effect. Like, I'm tired of defending these guys. You will not catch me defending the front office or John Schneider anymore. I can't. Some of these moves, the bunting of Ernie Clement, with first and second. Ernie Clement, who's just a good contact hitter who's going to put the ball in play for you no matter what. Anyways, the bunting today, the pinch running Danny Jansen for Kirk, like all of these fucking moves from John Schneider this weekend have been absolutely horrific. Absolutely horrific. The only bright spot in that Saturday game was the other team, Avery, was the Nationals making errors. That was the only bright spot.
Yeah, the Nats put up a couple of runs, which was sick. Gosman was awesome again, though, too. I do think there's something to be said about Gosman playing teams who haven't seen him a ton. Like a decently young Nats team who haven't seen Gosman in a splitter. And it's just like, oh, this looks like a strike the whole way, and it falls down to the dirt, and they just swing over it. So that was an awesome thing to see. We had been worried about some swing and miss stuff. Like, where did that go? Because he was one of the best in baseball with it. Really, really happy for Gos. He's been. I kind of want to look at some of his last outings because there's got to be some good numbers racking up for Gosman in his last couple starts.
Oh, I think he has they said in his last five. They said in his last five he has an ERA below 2, I believe it was. The Jays tweeted it. Kevin Gausman. Let's go splits. Kevin Gausman Kevin Gausman.
Yeah, his last 4 starts, he has 2 earned runs.
Yeah. 2 earned runs in how many games?
4.
Yeah. Like he's starting to show signs of being back. So I'm happy where I'm at with Kevin Gausman here. Again, that was him. He was the bright spot.
That's like 24 innings, and he's given up 2.
Like he was a bright spot as well as the Nationals, and that was about it.
It is very funny to see when you see good outings and when you see bad outings, just how hard they hit the ball. The average exit velocity in the Colorado start, that was his last bad one, was 94 miles an hour, and nothing else has been worse than 90. It's all below that. Against Washington, 85.8 miles an hour. Average exit velocity. Sick. We got our guy back.
Yeah, we got our guy back. Our top dog's back. And to pair him with Barrios, Kikuchi, and Bassett, this starting rotation is really good. And now I need the bullpen to pick him up, and same with the offense. But it was a good spot it's a good spot, and I'm happy that Kevin Gausman is all the way back. I'm very happy. Let's go into today's game, Avery. Let's talk about it. Alec Manoah. I will say, Alec Manoah, that was one of the weirdest starts I've ever seen because it was a mix of being disgusting, like nasty, and a mix of being a legit human pitching machine. It was the first 2 innings, he strikes out 5. The Bo Bichette error kind of screws him over, but he strikes out 5 out of the 6, hits his strikeout total in the second inning, and I'm like, the fastball velo's up there. He's catching bodies with the slider. And then next thing you know, it's like, why did we go away from that? Was it the cardio that caught up? Like, he looked so bad the second half. It was like 2 different starts in 1 appearance. It was really weird, Ave.
Yeah, I could agree with that. The sinker, I think he's up there for Barrios with guys who you can tell when their shit's moving. Like that sinker that he throws glove side that is never a strike till it's in the catcher's glove, pretty much, is such an awesome pitch. And every time it just looks like he falls off left and he just yanks it and we don't get any movement. And it's not close to competitive. And the slider, when it was down, just like his minor league start, there was a ton of depth. And CJ Abrams, some of the swings he had on Alec Manoah's sliders were so bad. And CJ Abrams is one of the better hitters in the league at this point. Like he's a special talent now. And he had some of the worst swings ever. He struck out on a horrible swing.
Sword.
Like that shows you that pitch is very good. He does not know what's coming. He's thinking fastball maybe and just no clue at all. And then again, just lost it. Like the command wasn't there. Walked a couple guys. What was his final line here? 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, 6 earned. And then the meatball, the winker, it's a slider right over the heart of the plate. It just can't be there. It's got to be. It's got to be a one plane pitch that isn't missing a bat at all or even close to it.
Like
people
that's
see it
a
pop
pitch.
up.
That's a pitch you can maybe get away with in AAA, Ave. Like someone like sitting fastball maybe and won't be able to adjust. But In the show, they send that ball to Mars 10 times out of 10. Like that was a hanging slider. Any hitter is launching that in the big leagues. Any single one. And Alec Manoah, where are you at with him though, Avery? Like, because at the end of the day, he gave up 7 runs, right? Like,
Called strike and
it's
whiff rate ended up at 28%. Not special, but not bad in any by any means. I think the dream feels over when he does this every time now, right?
yeah.
Feels like we got the best of him.
He made me feel things there, man.
I know it's just when you see that sinker and it, oh man,
He's right there. Okay, I will
it
say, I'm not going
feels
to go
like
John
it.
Schneider quote on your ass. His stuff is there. It's just he is insanely wild. And when he misses a spot, it's not just missing a spot, it's center cut, soft serve ice cream sent to Mars.
Yeah, I don't
When
think
he,
he has the skill set. Like Luis Hill does it now. The Yankee starter Blake Snell does it, where you're so effectively wild and your stuff's so good that people still swing and miss a ton. I just
yes,
don't think he's not getting the swing and miss like those other guys do to be as wild as he is. So it's a control thing. The misses feel uncompetitive too. Like
yeah,
they're not
it's
close.
just throwaway pitches.
Yeah. And then it's like he puts his hands down the mound, stay square. Like good cues and all that, but we for him to be very successful, he needs to be all around it.
Yeah, it's he
Like
gave me
you had Kirk back there to help you steal some strikes, and
yes.
some of the low ones didn't get called for him as well, but you wanted Kirk back there to help him out, and you didn't give Kirk enough to work with, I don't think, to steal some strikes.
There was shades of vintage Alec Manoah there. Of 2022 Alec Manoah there. But there was also shades of what we saw got of who we saw that got lit up in the Florida Gulf Coast League there as well. Very weird start, Avery.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, I'm lost. I have no idea what to think. Is the
is
team
this the
good?
lowest point
Is the team
besides
good or is the team bad?
is this the lowest point though, Avery, besides the wild card losses that we have had as Jays fans so far? Like, no,
Like
so
since we've
sorry.
been doing this,
Yeah, with Gate 14. I think this is the lowest point.
we had to have felt like this at other points, but the winning in the end makes you forget them.
But
Because like,
2022, they were
well,
500.
think about the Rangers series last year, the 4-game sweep where we thought it was over. I think that was a pretty low point
Uh,
too.
but you're losing to the Rangers. They're not losing to the Washington
True, we
Nationals.
thought the Rangers were bad.
Yeah.
We thought they were frauds.
I don't know, man. It's just like I'm sorry. I'm trying to put on a brave face for the people. It's tough to watch, but there's gonna be a little break here. Monday and Thursday, there's no games, so you got a little bit of time to contemplate. What happens? This Philly series can make or break it. They lose 2 in Philly, and the sky is falling. Avery.
Yes. And Philly hasn't played many good teams as of late.
Yes.
But there's something to be said of when you just go out and win every game. Like we miss Zach Wheeler. We get Spencer Turnbull. Oh, what are they doing here? The score is all fucked up with who's going to be pitching. But
It's Nola. Nola game 1.
okay, yeah, they're all messed up with who they have pitching. Yeah, I think you miss Wheeler though, right?
Yeah.
Wheeler and like Turnbull or Sanchez or Suarez, whoever
Yeah.
their pitchers are. Yeah, it's a 2-game set, so you hope to split it on the road. Uh, dude, like when are we gonna be able to come in here and say, oh, this team's doing the thing? Because the bullpen doesn't get immediate help anytime soon.
No. But this is the fruits of the labor for the last 2 seasons overworking the bullpen, Avery. Like now the fatigue is starting to catch up, and you're seeing it with the injuries. You're seeing it with like the guys underperforming, regressing because they've had to throw a million times in high leverage because of how bad the offense was last year and how bad it is this year, right?
Yeah. Sometimes I forget how good 22 was with the offense, how many runs they scored. The Apple TV. Thoughts on Apple TV on Friday?
I like it. I don't like the commentating of it, but I
The
do like it.
commentating stinks out loud. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I said to you, I thought there was a microphone in the baseball, the
Yeah.
sounds it makes, and the picture quality is pretty good too. But yeah, I don't like when other people call games for the team I watch all the time because I don't think they know more about the team than we do that's watched them every day.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Yeah, they're just
Speaking
missing
about
some
that,
things.
I was driving home listening to the game on the radio. Whoever decided it was a good idea to get God knows what this dude's name was to commentate the baseball game should be fired into the sun. This dude on the radio, and I'm not even trying to be funny or make a joke, was the worst commentator I have ever heard in my life on the radio. It was the Raptors play-by-play guy, and I know he has a short end of the stick because he's doing it from the studio. This dude didn't know what pitch was coming. Like, he would just say, like, strike or ball. He would not say or recognize what pitch it was. He was 10 seconds late on every call. He would call a foul ball like it was a home run. Like, you would have no idea what's happening in the game with the way he was calling the game. It blew my mind. And I tweeted it, and luckily I wasn't the only one that heard that, like, that thought that, because there was a pretty decent amount of people that were agreeing with me. It is insane that guy got the reins to commentate a Blue Jays game on national radio. Bananas. I
Yeah,
wish you could listen to it, Avery. It was terrible.
I think I could go back and listen to it if I wanted to.
Dude,
I
I
think
couldn't believe it.
When you don't have that's crazy for you to listen to the radio, not watch on your phone.
Well, yeah, no, the Jays aren't worth watching on my phone right now.
Yeah, okay.
Wasting data.
Yeah, when you don't have your eyes and you need someone to be your eyes for you and they're not explaining what's going on, it has to be infuriating.
It was like I was playing a game. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it was like I was playing a game where someone has to give me instructions, but they didn't know the rules of the actual game that we were playing. It was insane. So we got to be better, Sportsnet, because whatever the fuck that was some of the worst commentating I've ever heard in my life. It was like an infant was talking about the game. It was crazy. But yeah, I want to give flowers though, Avery, not to shift the subject quick. I know we are talking about today's game. I want to give flowers to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. After that error he made in Kansas City, which was probably the low point of his career, to be honest with you, he's really figured it out at the plate. All right. He is hitting 357, a 419 on base, and a 536 slugging in his last 7 games. 10 for 28 with only 6 strikeouts. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is starting to hit the ball hard, and he's starting to elevate the baseball and hit for extra bases. He has looked awesome, Avery, these last couple games here, the last week and a bit.
100%. And one of the Royals games, I tweeted a video of Vladdy. It was the Vogelback ground out to first. I think we talked about this last episode, maybe. And just great hustle from Vladdy. Like, why we fall in love with Vladdy, because he plays hard for the most part. And it's the brain dead mistakes that we hate because we know the type of player he is, and he can play that hard style. And now today he's just figuring it out with the bat. Dan Schulman just not saying anything. I thought the ball was
that was crazy.
I think they were so high up. That might be the thing. Because remember, Keegan tweeted the picture.
Yeah.
It was so high up that they have a different sightline of it that he didn't say anything. I was like, is this ball not getting out? And Vladdy does to put the jacket on.
That was cold.
Yeah, that was awesome. The grand slam, man. She's like, that was what we needed. Drive in runs when you have the chance to do it in a grand fashion. Pile on, Vladdy grand slam. So,
but you know what led to that, right? Remember we made the joke last year about calling it the assist? The George Springer strikeout bases loaded led to that. It
was 2 out, right?
Yeah, 2 out. Vladdy did that with 2 outs.
Runners in scoring position up.
But you talked about this, Avery. You talked about potentially, obviously, you want Springer out of the leadoff spot, and you made the case for Davis Schneider. We mentioned Vladdy hitting 385 in his last 7. Let's give flowers to our good friend of the program, Davis Schneider. In his last 7 games, is doing what Davis Schneider does when he plays every single day. He is hitting 409, 519 on base with a 591 slugging in his last 7. This is a guy I wanted to lead off. You talked about wanting to lead off. I don't know what more he has to do. He's playing every day now. Thank God they're listening to us with that. But I want Davis Schneider in this leadoff spot. I really do.
It's the clear change to me because of Justin Turner staying in his spot to drive the other people in. I think it's a clear change that should happen. David Schneider needs to be playing every day. Like as long as he's in the lineup, I'm fine. I can deal with it. But I
Yeah.
think it should be an easy swap. Like move George down. Find something else for him to
Move
do.
George where Schneider was hitting, the 6th spot, 7th spot. It's not that difficult.
No, no, it's not.
Like at this point, if you are worried about hurting someone's fucking ego with George Springer, you shouldn't be managing in the major leagues. You shouldn't be. Because George Springer, I guarantee you, would be the first to tell you, yeah, man, I've been shit. Like, I've been bad. He'd be the first to tell you that. It all starts there. Like, Davis Schneider should be leading off. And if he is not on Tuesday, he probably won't be.
He's not going to be. Yeah, let's be honest here. They
Yeah,
did a big shakeup of the lineup, and George Springer was still leading off.
yeah. So it sucks. But Davis Schneider, I want to give his flowers. I love watching this guy hit
Dude,
day in and
can we
day
talk
out.
about IKF too?
Oh, yeah.
IKF's been sick, man.
IKF's been awesome. He's that guy on the travel ball team, Avery, where he's not flashy. He's not going to give you much, like power wise, but he just hits. Like he hits and plays good defensively. Last 7 games hitting 286 with a 304 on base. Like today he was awesome.
So he had 3 driven in.
3 driven in today. Yeah.
Like that was what we need from him. He's not going to hit for any power. And our good friend YJ's rest in peace. He's like, he's just no longer hitting ground balls. He's just only hitting liners. His career line drive percentage is 21.4%. And this season he's at 30%. Ground ball rate in his career, 53.1%. This season, 43.1%. He's the only one saying no to ground balls. He's pulling the ball the least he's ever done.
That's fine.
By 8%. But when you're the contact guy, it's kind of the Kirk thing is you need to hit a ball at an exit velocity that goes over the infield but drops in front of the outfield. Like that's how perfect you have to be.
Yeah. Yeah. IKF forever. Love him.
He's been here to play defense and smack shit up the middle.
And he's giving you plus with the offensive production, right?
He made a great play after I guess it was a Swanee thing as well, where he made the play behind Vladdy, misses the ball, IKF's behind him. He's been doing everything they've asked of him.
Yeah.
And he's running what would be his highest weighted runs created plus of his career, 92.
Yeah. He just needed to get out of New York. That's what Streets are saying.
And Texas.
Yeah. Let's go to some listener questions, Dave.
Okay, I don't have any of these.
The moral story is worst weekend of the season by a long margin.
Yeah,
for me specifically.
Yeah, they just keep piling up at this point. Let me get to the holy fuck, 111 people.
Yeah.
Kevin God wants to know yellow or orange Starburst.
I'm a yellow Starburst guy.
And
I'll take that to the grave.
Yeah, and I'm orange. Sam said, are the Blue Jays just playing sad because Mr. Baby left Twitter?
That could be a factor.
Better 1-year wonder, Manoah or Gustavo Chassin?
Gustavo had swagger. The transition lenses, the cologne. I was all in on Gustavo Chassin. He put on for the glasses community. He really did.
Is there a good reason to watch this team other than loyalty?
It's that toxic girlfriend you have where it's like you had the good times, so that's the only thing that's really holding you together or keeping you guys together is the good times you had, but now it's like the most toxic ass, like I'm stealing your phone and looking through it type ass relationship ever. It's the worst relationship all time.
Yeah, it's a bad relationship. You're watching the team because of loyalty right now. As someone who's not obligated to watch the team or cover it.
Yes.
Yes, this is.
You're watching it because you have a hate kink. Like you love being hated. You love watching things you hate.
When the new uniform, someone said, why do you think John Schneider hasn't been fired yet? We kind of touched on that earlier. When the new uniforms come out, what Jays players do you think you will get on the back?
I mean, Barrios is a good jersey to buy right now. I'll tell you that for free.
There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah, Schneider will be here for a while. Clement hopefully will be here for a while. There's a lot. Yeah. Gossman, obviously, but yeah, it's not there. Not many offensive guys, to be honest with you.
No, no.
Maybe an IKF one for shits and gigs.
Um, all right. Yeah, thoughts on Manoah's outing. We kind of touched on that. Someone said clearly it was too early for Manoah. That
I
might be
wouldn't say
true.
that.
That might be true, but they needed him for that start. Alto asked your thoughts on Cabbage.
Hate it.
Has no
Why was I getting roasted for that? Who the fuck eats cabbage?
Cabbage just doesn't have any taste to it, dude.
No, yeah, that's the problem. It's a waste.
Um, yeah, our thoughts on Don Mattingly right now.
Clearly not doing his job well. That's for fucking sure.
Can we still be considered a baseball team when the Oakland A's, who don't have a home, have a better record than us?
The Oakland A's battle.
Has there been a worse weekend in Toronto sports history?
No, honestly, there hasn't. There hasn't. In the same weekend, the Toronto Blue Jays lost to the Washington Nationals in a series, and also the Toronto Maple Leafs got their dick shoved in by the Boston Bruins because Morgan Riley and Mitch Marner were playing spectator.
I will say that wasn't Mitch's fault. Definitely, he didn't need to be down below the.
Yeah, Morgan Riley did though, but yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
Are we opposed to signing Trevor Bauer? Yes.
Let me address this right now.
I hate that that's what comes up every time.
Let me address this for the 1,000th goddamn time. I'd rather throw Manoah every single day than have Trevor Bauer on this Toronto Blue Jays. You could talk about the allegation stuff. You could talk about all that. Do I know enough to talk on it? No. What I do know is this guy is a fucking circus act. He's annoying as shit. I'm assuming, just me based off a guy that's been in locker rooms, I'm assuming I would just hate him. I would hate being on a team with this guy. He always makes it about himself. He is not good enough to be as cocky as he is. And it comes with an entire circus act cult of people that when he comes to your team. I don't want this guy anywhere near the Blue Jays. I'd rather come in last place every year for the next 10 years than have fucking Trevor Bauer on the team. And that's just solely based on the fact that I just hate him. I think he's the worst dude ever.
Yep. A lot of these questions, I'm the same on Bauer. There's a reason he's not in the league, dude. There's enough teams that would have signed him for league minimum if they really wanted him, and they weren't worried.
There's so much baggage that comes with him. It's not even worth it.
100%. And I don't know any of that. I know some of the allegation stuff. I don't know the actual answers to any of it. So
yes,
there's too much with Trevor Bauer, man. I would not want him to. I do not want him on my baseball team.
No, he's a loser.
Is it the time to entertain the thought of trading some guys away?
No,
I don't think so either, man. Like you can try. The Marlins are the circus act of blowing it up early. Have you seen their baseball ops guy? Have you seen his interviews?
Yeah.
It might be the worst look ever.
Yeah.
He just looks like, yeah, he doesn't look like he's like the major league player before. Just the glasses on, the cap on too, and he's like, "Oh, we're probably not going to make the playoffs, and we're just starting May," which he's not wrong about, but still insane to say.
Yeah,
a lot of these
shit to say.
A lot of these, a lot of these questions are the same. Like, what should we do with the team? Who should we fire? Someone wants to know what's the next movie we should review for content.
It has to be a rom-com again.
Yeah.
The Breakup, or no?
I think we should do Fever Pitch.
No, that's
I know
too
it's
old. Everyone's already seen it. I think it should be the movie review that we will be doing and we'll be talking about next week. I will clip this. Because the Toronto Blue Jays have been so bad, we got to tap back into the movie scene with the Gate 14 crew. We will be watching a movie, The Ghost of Girlfriends Past. That will be the movie review that I want all the listeners to watch, everyone to tap into and tap back into it, and we will review it next week. Matthew McConaughey masterclass, Jennifer Gardner masterclass. Watch that and we will tap back in next week. That is the Gate 14 movie review that we will be doing next Monday. Okay, next Sunday.
All right.
Beautiful movie, makes you understand respecting women. That's what a flick that is. Tap into that. That's the movie review for next week.
For next week, or are we going to do that for Thursday because we have off days?
Okay, Thursday.
So it's tomorrow. Watch it, and
Tomorrow, watch it. Yes.
and we will review it. A bunch of these questions are the same. Thank you
Yeah.
to everyone who answered, but it's basically like, who are we selling? When do they get fired? What's going on here? Someone just wants to know, season of trades giving at bats to the next generation of Jays and new management is more exciting than this. Oh, and someone asked, would you rather get kicked in the nuts or watch another Alec Manoah start? I'd watch another Alec Manoah start.
Oh yeah, getting kicked in the nuts sucks. I have big balls, so it's like extra sensitive. It hurts more. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's like, listen, this team would be fun if you just started all the young guys. I'll say it.
Yeah,
Horwitz is raking in AAA. I don't know what else Horwitz has to do, dude. Like,
his playing time's gone though.
Yeah,
like Davis is now playing left field. That was the other place they tried to work him in. First base, Vladdy's hitting. Like, you do not want Horwitz in Vogelback's role.
No, it sucks. It sucks. He's clogged. He's clogged, right?
He is.
Yeah, but
that's
I guess we go to the series preview. You talked about the pitching matchups, Eve?
Yeah, the score has them all fucked. I don't know where you look for pitching matchups.
Barrios, Turnbull, Bassett, Nola, I believe.
Okay. Turnbull's been sick. Nola's had some ups and downs.
Turnbull is gonna shove. Let's make this clear. Yeah, he doesn't throw faster than 90, but he will find a way to shove it against this.
He's got a new sweeper that's been really good for him. Kind of resurrected what he's had. So, of course, we're gonna work our way into that. I remember Philly last year was a down part as well.
Yeah, we had the Bo Air, remember?
Yeah.
Walk off.
Yeah, I do remember that. So, a lot of good memories from Philly. I'm gonna say a split. I think a split's the best case scenario too.
Yeah. Parades in the streets if there's a split.
If Whit Merrifield hits a home run.
Oh, true RGM, no.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
I'm gonna say a split. Fuck it. Okay. Split. We throw a parade, but if Whit Merrifield hits a home run, that'll be the dagger.
Agreed.
The dagger. All right, let's go into some of the Gate 14 stuff. So we made a change to Gate 14 After Dark, which I think will make it more electric, better sound quality, more surprise element, so people haven't already listened to it on the night of. Gate 14 After Dark will be done via Zoom. Wednesday night, we will be tweeting the link to the Gate 14 Zoom stream, and you will be able to click it. You'll be in the waiting room. There will not be a screening process, which is something we probably have to figure out, but we will have you on. Again, you don't have to show up on camera. You can just be a voice, which might probably make it easier for us if you just do that. But we will have you on. You say your question, you say your comment, and then we will respond to it. I think it's going to be electric.
Yeah. There won't be a rebuttal in there.
Yes.
It's just easy for me to deal with that.
Yeah. And then the last thing, I know we talked about the logo conspiracy that we had. The middleman that told it to be, it might have, maybe it's just when it's multiple mouths saying it might fuck it up. But the Blue Jays called us, head of communications, the literal, like the big dog called us, like the literal head of communications called us for the Blue Jays, and pretty much said, like, listen, we love you guys. The middleman, there's probably something in there where it's like something got lost in translation. We don't need, like, your logo. We were not going to sue you guys. We were never going to sue you guys. We never wanted to get into that. It was just some other stuff with, like, the Sports Interaction logo with the Blue Jays logo, like, because obviously there's another company that advertises that has the exclusive rights. So that was the stuff. But with our logo, it was never a problem, apparently. So just the middleman, we got lost in translation. But we love the Blue Jays. They love us. There's no beef there. And obviously, we bring more eyeballs to them, and they provide content for us. So why would we ever hate them? So it's good that they're in good graces with us. And the girl I talked to rocked. I'm not going to mention her name. I don't know if she wants to be name dropped, but she fucking rocks. And everyone over there rocks. So thank you for, like, clearing that up, and I appreciate her reaching out. So that was awesome. So it means we're in a good spot. But anything else?
Do you want to
Avery?
mix? Do you want to mix in the old logo back? What are we?
I like this one. I'll let the people decide.
Yeah. Okay.
Let us know.
Yeah. My problem with this logo is you can't really tell if it's a Blue Jays podcast right away if you don't know. Love the logo, thinks it's sick, but the other branding was just like, oh, I kind of know what's going on without actually even know what's going on.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll mix it in a little bit wherever we want.
We'll make it should we make it the Podbean logo back?
Let the people decide.
Okay. All right. We'll let you guys decide. Anyways, love you guys, man. Great week. I guess if you don't think about the Blue Jays, it was a great week. Have a great weekend, everyone. Or have a great week, everyone. Enjoy the 2 off days. Soak it up. Don't even think about baseball. Just enjoy the couple off days. Relax. And we will talk to you guys Wednesday night. The first edition of Gate 14 After Dark will be filmed. Hopefully it's after a loss, I'll say it, just content-wise. But we'll see what happens, and we'll go from there. So download Sports Interaction. We'll be live from the Sports Interaction studio on Tuesday. And we will see you guys and talk to you guys on Wednesday night. Love you guys.